After Buzzers, we're back with season 22 of Dancing with the Stars, the most anticipated night ever. Week 4 is Disney night. I'm your host, Rhavin with the V McSweaney, and we've got guest stars Brittany, Cherry, and Julz Tocker is back in the house. So let's get ready to talk magic.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Week 4, the magical Disney nights. I don't know about you guys, but it's one of my faves.
Oh yeah!
I'm your girl, Rhavin with the V McSweaney, and you can find me at BStaysBizzy, B-I-Z-Z-Y. We also have the beautiful, the diva, all the way from across the pond, Diva Dive.
Guys, Disney Week is my favorite week. I love it.
So I love Disney Week too.
My whole life is Disney Week.
Okay, and to my left, special guests. We have Brittany, Cherry. Let them know where they can find you.
Hey y'all, I'm Brittany. You can find me at Dance10Brittany on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey.
And I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so glad you're here.
So happy to have you, Brit.
Yeah, I miss my Brit. Oh.
Oh my gosh, our headphones
that
are
really
sticking.
doesn't work.
And without further ado, he came back. He
Oh yeah,
promised.
I'm back, baby. I'm
Julz.
back this week. Hey guys, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, so don't have that much time as per usual.
Let's
but
rock and roll.
We're definitely I'm gonna first of all guest judge Zendaya, our little Disney
Disney
princess. That's what I was thinking.
That's a
Disney
great word
princess,
to
not
use.
queen.
Yeah, not
She's
queen.
in the building, runner up from season 16 as our guest host last night. And I first want to give a shout out to the opening choreography. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. The choreographer, Mandy Moore, shout out to you.
Mandy.
Yes.
The girl.
Phenomenal.
Girl.
And everything was beautiful, from the set dressing to the costume designing to everything. What did you guys think of that?
It was so much fun. If you guys didn't know, I was on last night.
I was on last night.
So much fun. I was so happy to be back in the studio.
Beautiful to see
But
you
it was
there.
so cool to be a part of it because not only was it like Disney Week and everything, but like this year they incorporated just live lighting. They brought in this lighting specialist. They had Mickey ears in the entire room, and like it was just magic. You just saw like different lights just like dancing around the room, like on the audience's head, and then like lights were on our costumes, and I never felt more glowing in my life.
See, it was magical.
It was
I've never been to
amazing.
Disneyland anywhere in the world but Japan, only in Japan. But it's not the same. But there's a Disney light show in Japan, and I just every year on Dance with the Stars they trying to like up it and up it. And this year again, they're always good at stepping it up a notch, and
Well-
it was amazing. It was beautiful.
We gotta give some credit to the lighting. And
Yeah.
Oh, the whole
costume
production!
and
Oh my
like,
Behind
god,
the scenes, for
that
sure.
department.
huge team in there. Dee, did you
Amazing.
love that?
I loved it. And you know what? I also absolutely loved that Val started playing violin. It was
Yes.
so epic. It
Yeah.
like took it to a whole nother level. I was not expecting it, and it really just added to the whole opening for me.
Yeah,
I
it's good
just
that he dusted that off and brought it back out.
loved
It was nice. It's a nice little addition now and then.
That was
Right.
some
It is,
serious
in the
playing.
right places, it
Yeah.
really can add. You know, it was a good
Oh,
touch. there.
definitely a nice little embellishment. I think the whole country fell in love with him more after he whipped that out.
Right, exactly. Because I was looking at first, like, is he really playing that? I'm like, he is
Oh, yeah,
really
he can play
playing
faithful,
that.
yes.
he's playing
He is
it.
really playing it. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. Let's jump right in. Our first act was Aladdin, Antonia and Chara. What did you think about that one, Diva Darv?
I actually really liked it. I thought this was a really good number for Antonio. I thought he really went for it. The choreography at the beginning when he was on his own with the boys, he was downstage of the boys, so there was no chance of him being able to sneak a peek if he went wrong.
Right.
He was 100% on his own, and that's brave, you know, as a celebrity. It's week 4. So I thought it was a really, really good job for him, actually. I thought the character, he really got into character and really played it well and gave just a really good performance from start to finish, and really looked good in front of next to the boys as opposed to looking weak, because that's the risk you run when you put a male celebrity next to all male pros. You know,
Exactly.
you're worrying
That's a really good point, because I was starting to wonder, like, were the pros just taking it easy, or was he actually on point with them? Because I couldn't see that big of a difference, and I was pleasantly surprised. You know, what did you guys think about the 2016 pimped out version of Aladdin?
I thought
just
it was
aesthetically
as tight as a pair of stockings. I thought he like literally nailed it. Like everything was synchronized. It was conditioned. He stood his ground. He owned it. I put down here the coordination, the timing, the choreography. He literally showed that he's a contender to continue through the competition. Because it's so tight this season, I feel like a lot of couples, it's open to a few of them, and I really, from down to the choreo to, literally it was like the chorus line, he's kicking air, it was like a whole show-stopping number. And Shana, again, I have to give it to you, babe, again, killed it with the production and choreography, and he really surprised me tonight. Last week, I was like, wasn't sure, and tonight he stood it up. And I know he
stepped up to the plate this week.
Yeah, to the plate, to the bar, to the whatever you want to say. He nailed it.
There was a few little moments I thought he was moving a little quicker than the music. I didn't
think he was like right in the pocket.
There was something that I
But I don't really care, guys. I don't really care, because for a guy to get out there and do that, I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
You nailed it.
And Sharna's outfit, like, when I thought Jasmine, I thought it was gonna be the normal, you know, the pants with the split and all that. Like, I really enjoyed.
She did the grease tight, you know.
Yes,
let's stitch her in the pants.
Really dope.
Yeah, babe. Let's stitch her in those pants.
I thought that was super dope, super dope. So, they got 35 out of 40. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Any thoughts on that?
Not perfect.
I thought it was great.
Deserved.
I agree. Next, this one was surprising, I mean, which we'll get to at the end. Marla and Tony with the waltz doing The Little Mermaid. I thought it was so beautiful.
This was stunning.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
magical.
And it was bright and everything shimmered. Her outfit was great. Like, hearing her mental struggles during the package, during rehearsal, and seeing her come out and do it well. It wasn't like how we watched Misha. It wasn't, you know, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You could not tell. It was
I thought
beautiful.
It was stunning, and I really learned more about her, and I feel like she came across even, I don't know, just this energy came across this week that I thought was really, really beautiful. And it's such a shame, we'll talk about it at the end, that, you know, what happened. But again, the season, I think, is so open for so many people. Someone had to go, and it was a shame that she went. I put down here, I'm just going to jump in. You didn't ask me my thoughts, but I'm going to tell you.
No, do it.
From the leg lines, her flexibility, to her arm lines, and she had ballet training, because I could see, like, bits and pieces going on in there, like pivots to do pivots in ballroom dancing. It's so hard to keep a connection and frame and hold. Her shape, her lines. Tony, you worked so well with her with all that. She did a lot of headstands in rehearsal, and, you know, we saw her frustration, and I can totally get that with you, babe, Marla. I know how difficult that is, and try teaching it to people too. It's really hard. But just so elegant and beautiful, and such a shame to see you go. But what a great way to leave. If I can try to be positive. You left on a great high note, and from last night, every week someone's leaving on a high note, I think.
Right.
You know, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, not only is this a competition for the celebrities, but it's a life experience. And so, you know, last night she got off the floor, and I was like, you know, did you have fun? And she's like, I never wanted to be a princess, but I've always wanted to be a mermaid. And
right, especially with that picture,
this has just
that
been
old
the most
school.
awesome experience ever. And she was just so happy with her performance and so content, and just had the biggest glowing smile on her face. So I think that was an awesome note to leave on.
Diva Darv, anything to add?
I agree with everyone. It's a great note to leave on. I think she did herself proud. It's at that point where everyone is of a standard. So I don't think there's ever going to be an elimination that isn't a shock, really, in this season. So I feel as though moving forward, it's continually going to be like, oh my God. So she did herself proud. I don't feel as though she had a bad performance. And, you know, her and Tony were awesome together. So, you know, kudos. And it's unfortunate, but, you know, someone's got to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the one I thought was gonna go was actually safe. So, I mean, it is what it is, but definitely was full of charm, elegance, and romance. Scoring them a 28 out of 40. 7s all across the board. Moving on.
Reasonable.
Yeah, it was reasonable. Moving on, we had Nyle and Peta with the samba or samba, which I've heard both, playing Tarzan. I'm gonna let you jump on that one first, Diva Darv.
Oh my God. So first there's a backflip. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
boy.
That's insane.
That's how we enter the ballroom.
Right? Where did it come from? The samba rolls, I mean, you guys can go into the technicalities of the dance, but from
we'll
what
give a
I
demo.
can see, there was plenty of it.
Yes.
The story was fantastic. The fact that he was doing all the percussion bit and he cannot
On point,
hear.
on
gosh.
beat.
I was
just like,
blown
are you
away.
kidding me?
I said to
This
Peter-
man is amazing.
I actually saw Peter recently today, and I was like, is he joking? Like, can he actually hear just a little bit? Like, he's
Straight
got to be
up.
tricking us all.
No.
Like, he's a little trickster, right? She
No.
said, babe, he can't hear anything. It's seriously, like, he is deaf. He cannot hear nothing. I'm like, how did he
Nothing.
just nail all this? She goes, babe, I don't even know. But he just did
It's
it
her.
like that. Like, he's amazing. I said, babe, I don't understand how this is even happening right now.
I am blown away. Like, honestly, he is, well, he's an amazing person. I think this dance showed that he can't have timing and he can't have musicality, and I think he proved what Carrie Ann said in previous
Right,
weeks
which was weird.
Ugh.
wrong.
Jump
I
off
think
a
that
ship,
was just
Carrie
like
Ann.
a little punch in the face.
I think she
to
regretted
her.
saying that
She
or
did.
how she
yeah,
said
I think
it.
she did, because this week he nailed it. He got all of the timing, and you know what? I'm deaf in my right ear, so I kind of know. I've spoken to Nyle a few times, and I was like, you know, I can't actually completely relate because, like, I can hear. So
Right,
it's
right,
not,
right.
It's
At
not
the end of
same.
the day.
But
I
you
can
do,
hear.
you know, you can't hear you, you know. I mean, you
But
do
it's
tell us and remind us.
completely, like, in my right ear, it's not like you're plugging your ear. It's completely mute.
Completely,
There's nothing.
absolutely.
There's no sort of, like, ringing. There's no nothing. But, like, for him, like, I was like, how do you do this? You know, like, this is insane. Like, it's so admirable and so incredible.
Inspiring and
And I know I say
incredible.
this
you think
every
you have
week.
problems? You think you have problems?
Right.
Well, then look at this. And he just
Right.
makes
And,
you.
and he's
And he is
a problem. It's
excelling.
not a
He is
problem.
Not a
excelling at
problem.
life, like seriously. And I know I say this every week because I've worked with him. And I said last week that a lot of times he would feel the vibrations, but he said last night that he absolutely cannot feel the vibrations.
No, because
If
the
it's
audience is so
really
loud. I asked
loud,
Pete,
Right.
If he's in a car and it's like, bam,
and the subwoofers are like by his
You
ears.
can
He
feel
can
it.
feel it, but he's saying during, you know,
Jodie
performing,
couldn't
he
even hear the.
cannot-
Jodie couldn't hear the music because the audience is cheering so
Right,
loud.
yeah, that's
so
true.
if she can't hear the music, well, Niall definitely can't hear
He
the
can't
music.
feel it. He can't
no,
feel
but
it.
what I was saying was
That's a
he
great point.
he remembers the timing in his head, and that's how he remembers it. And I think that's so.
Yeah, I watched them on
crazy.
Ellen yesterday, Peter and Nyle, and he basically talked about the techniques, you know, the hand holds, the tapping, the shoulders, the back, the waist. But he sees the beats through Peter. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
That means you're so focused on this one person. That means you're one with this one person.
So connected.
That is amazing.
But you know what I also enjoyed about him watching him last night was that he also had the opportunity to kind of go crazy into character.
Yes.
And Pete said to me today, she's like, you should have seen him because we have a great time. I don't know if you saw us on tour with that Lion King number, but I'll repost that later on today. But we had a lot of our Lion King number. But anyway, but we have a lot of fun, and people was like, you should have been in the room when like he came out as Tarzan. Like he just like ran the place wild, and like it was so
I
funny.
mean, I think you could tell from the
and he just
from
the package,
Yes, for
right?
sure.
But it gave him that opportunity to really like, you know, stuff it. I'm gonna go out there and absolutely just nail and
it.
hammer this crazy fun character that I think he might have always wanted to really portray and play. And man, did he do that?
He did do that.
Killed it. And
Even in the parts alone, when he was by himself and Peter was not dancing, he was still on beat, and he's definitely got the twerk in him. Okay,
And I mean,
he's
and,
got
and
the twerk in him.
just to say that, you know, back into the actual like Korean stuff, hip actions, the rotations. He had samba rolls. He had solos. He had freaking zigzag bits. I mean, you guys call it slingshots. Mandy calls it whatever. I mean, just the choreo as well on top
was
of the
so
character.
well done.
Plus the drumming. I mean,
One thing I will say is those heel eights. He's a tall dude. He's got big
Yeah.
feet, and
This-
you can really see it, the heel leads. So that's one thing that I say.
yeah.
that he can work
Probably
on a little bit.
But other
Yeah,
than
and
that, I
quite
think
deep down in your knees. Yeah, okay, and straight in the back leg as well. We'll talk about that later on with somebody else. But I mean, some technical bits. Of course, we can all improve, my friends.
in life, in
course,
life in
always.
general too.
Well, I gotta say, we're all excited to watch Nyle
Hey.
dance more.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yes.
Tyra. She gave him that sign right here.
Nyle, that's his name, Nyle.
Yes.
Nyle.
34 out of 40. We got the first 2 nines of the night with this performance. So I was
Awesome.
very pleased. And
Well deserved.
there's no surprise. He's definitely going to go far. Next we had Mary Poppins popping in around with Doug and Karina. This is who I thought I would have liked to have traded places with Marla and Tony.
Well, Brittany, would you like to start with that one?
Yeah, I think it was a really cute number. I think that were there other stronger numbers? Yes, I think that they themselves were shocked that they were saved right then and there.
I think, yeah, I was shocked.
I think Karina booked a holiday this week.
No, Karina, I'm so excited for her. This is her first switch up week in a long time, so she's really excited. And,
Very true.
you know, but I will say the dress rehearsal was a little bit better. I think he could have done a better job, but, you know, he looked like he had a good time. I hope he didn't get too frustrated. I know that they were talking about how he gets a little, you know, disappointed, but, you know, swipe it off one shoulder onto the
Swipe
next.
it left. You know what
Swipe
we
it
do?
left.
Swipe it left. Move on, buddy.
On to the next week.
Darvina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all kind of fell in love with him after last week.
Yes,
in
that
routine.
story.
And, you know, it shows you that he is capable and he might not be the most natural dancer. However, he puts everything he has on the dance floor. And this week, it didn't necessarily work. His timing was a little off, you know. He was kind of in and out of the dance for me a little bit. But, you know, like Britt is saying, on the dress rehearsal, he did a much better job. And we've got to kind of take that into account to some extent. You know, you get out on the floor, and with Jodie, we saw it.
The
with the
adrenaline
audience.
and the lives, it gets to you sometimes.
Yeah, you know, you don't always have the best performance. And I think the confidence that he'll have now of being saved straight after that performance will be really great. And the fact that it's switch up week, we might see something awesome out of him now. So who knows? I think, you know, he's here, he's got his place, and he's going to make the most out of it like he has every week. So I'm looking forward to seeing him regardless. And, you know, last week was last week, whatever.
Right,
you know?
right. Well, hopefully the bounce back game will come in effect.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he lost his hat.
Yeah,
and then
that
he still
did his
fixed
little
it.
numbers.
It was the
I love
most-
that.
It was the cutest
That's
thing ever.
a true professional. And I know when he lost the hat, I feel like that distracted him
A little
because
bit,
he would have
yeah.
probably been thinking, God, should I do the little hat thing? Should I or not? Should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it?
I know,
He was probably
but he went
thinking.
for it.
You better
know what
chuck
I mean?
that invisible hat, Doug.
And I
You
think
do
that kind of took you
Throwing
know,
him
distracted him a little bit in the whole time, because then I felt like he was a little bit out. I thought it started really, really strong, and then it ended really, really weak. But also, I just felt like the connection with them towards the end was not there. So if he totally went blank or like was like annoyed with himself that, damn, the freaking hurt, and then I missed that, and then it was like a vicious circle, you know, and it's hard to recover. But he kept going to the end, and he's trying, and he's not, you know, natural or coordinated or whatever, and he's really trying. I feel like he's trying to get it, and I'm really excited to see what happens this week with him. Just keep going, brother. Just keep pushing through, because you know you're showing America and a lot of people, you know, some great things.
Most definitely. And we obviously saw the aggression during the package and rehearsal when he broke the cane.
Yeah, and
so, you know,
'cause he wants to get it right.
He's usually good at everything he does, basically.
Yeah.
So this is a good challenge for him. So I'm excited. Now that you guys are safe, I'm excited for you to really, like, bring your A game. And who's to say he might get with a partner on Switch Up that actually...
Well, I think he has got a really great partner this
Yeah.
week who's going to give a lot of energy and really try and
Exactly.
help. So I think it would be great.
24 out of 40, which doesn't matter because they're safe. So
Moving on.
The Jungle Book, Kim and Sasha with the quick step.
Wow!
They killed this.
Go ahead, Julz. Get it out.
Me,
Get it
look
out.
at my notes. There are lots of them. Someone said someone else had a really good top line this week, but I'm sorry, but I thought Kim had one of the best top lines this week as one of the females. I didn't care what anyone says. She maintained it. She had full of content. Sasha kicked her butt
Yes.
with all of that. I mean, it was so graceful. Clean top line. I mean, clean top line. It was stunning. She stood up and held herself the whole entire time, and I was really happy to see a routine full of content of
Yes,
quick step.
actual quick
I'm
step.
really annoyed with a few routines that keep going in and out. Is it a quick step, a tango, a foxtrot, a jazz, a cha-cha, a rumba, a samba, a paso doble? Pick one and please can you stick to it?
See, I have a different opinion
Well,
about
we'll get
that.
to you in a minute. Thank you, Brittany Cherry.
Okay.
Also, I really think he's really working her hard with her, you know, with keeping in fact with her heights and ages and everything going on, and you know, and we're really focusing on. He's really focusing on some good areas, and she's developing and listening and working really, really hard on it. I love you, and I'm really happy with her. I do love a little bit of. You know, a little bit like Mark's routine I love, we'll get there in a minute, but some of the other routines was like a freestyle this week, and I was like, okay, anyway, but Kim, you're killing it, babe. I'm so happy for you. Please keep going. Anyone else?
Brittany, I think Brittany had something to say.
Okay, well, this was such an exciting routine. I was so excited to be a part of it. I was a snake. I looked like a lizard or something.
Were
or
you
like
the
a
green one?
superwoman. I kind of looked like a superhero in it.
Oh, yeah, I was
but
wondering who you were. Oh, cool.
I was supposed to be a snake. Anyways, but having been in the rehearsal since the first day, you know, I got to see her progression and see how she works. And, you know, I'm so proud of her. Oh my gosh, the amount of improvement. She takes notes. She is a hard worker and has the most positive attitude ever. And
Super giddy. I love it.
oh my gosh, she is just a gem to work with. I think they did such a stupendous job. I'm so proud of Sasha. I'm so happy for him. He's absolutely killing it. Like, that was such a great number. The production value of it all was amazing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
down to the
And
tire
even-
treads on the
Yes.
on
Oh,
the
it was so
set,
cool.
staging and production this week nailed it. They are so good. I
And
really
even
enjoyed
with
it.
all the extra content, like even with you and the other dancers being around, I stayed focused on her.
Yeah,
My eyes did not
captivated.
leave her and Sasha, but my eyes did not leave them, and I was just totally on their feet, and I was just kind of like, ooh, nice, get it. I was really excited, so that one was fun to watch.
Yeah. And that's
Super
the
fun.
most important thing, I think,
Diva
is to
Darv.
be entertaining.
Brittany, I was gonna say, was Kim that great at the beginning of rehearsal, or was it really a process to get her there? Because that's not easy what she was doing. It was
At all.
fast, you know.
That's a hard
That's
one.
a hard routine.
Quickstep is one of the hardest
and to make it
dances
look
that you can
light
learn.
and airy, but keep your hold. Sorry, I keep
Super
No,
effortless.
go for it. Yeah, she definitely improved leaps and bounds, I think, this week. She really pushed through it. I know she was like getting really tired, and you know, it's a lot of ankle work, and so, you know, it was getting to her a little bit, and
a
you
lot of
know,
work
she
for
pushed
stop.
through, and she learned a lot, that's for sure. I know she does not want to leave Sasha this week. They're very sad about the switch up.
Bless her. I love the routine.
They're
I think
like
it was great.
the best of friends.
Yeah,
I love their chemistry too. They have
Yes.
such
Right?
a great connection.
yeah, they
do.
really do. It's really
They
cool.
had the cutest package for me, like the whole little
my
oh, in the
gosh.
jungle run. That was the cutest. That
Yeah.
was seriously the cutest.
Cute. Yeah.
And when you can just burp in someone's face and just blow it on them,
That's true
that's love. That
All
means
true
I love
love
you.
and
That means I
true
respect you.
friendship, farting and burping. I mean, you know, that's how we roll.
So we got 8s all across the board, 32 out of 40.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Could have been a little more, if you ask
I was
me.
thinking at least 1 9.
Could have been a little more.
You know.
I think the score definitely didn't do it justice.
I don't think the score was quite right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I agree. So next, Jodie and Keo.
We're not going to forget
Jodie
you
and
this
Keo.
time. We got you guys.
Did you guys forget her last week?
No, who forgot?
Not
Brittany.
really. I mean, we did the Periscope. I hope everyone was able to catch
Sorry, I
that,
shouldn't do that.
link to the Periscope, and someone posted it on YouTube as well, because that was one of the most enchanting
And then
performances of
I got
last
home
night.
and Kia was like, I
Did he
saw
just-
what happened. He's like, blah, blah, I saw what happened. But it's okay. It's okay.
We love
I
you,
watched it-
Jodie and Keo.
No, and then you said actually Jodie's mum watched it and then they watched it in rehearsal
Yeah.
apparently. Which was
Moving on.
great. No, it was great. They were really happy about it because they're their own segment.
That truly, it was their own
So
segment.
you're welcome. Okay.
Doing the cha-cha, Zootopia.
You know what? Hey, it happens. Things happen. Mm-hmm. Get over it. Move on. Swipe left. I think it was okay. She nailed it. I saw the
Swipe.
routine all week. It's not, you know.
Oh my gosh, she was killing it all
Killing
week.
it all
Oh my
week.
gosh.
I mean, you know, I live with Kia. I see the routine every day. I mean, you know, it's amazing. It was amazing. It's just a shame.
She
She kept going.
honestly, she was doing like from rehearsals, that's one of the best cha-chas I've seen from a celebrity ever.
At this week,
on
in
Dancing
point
with
of
the
this week,
Stars.
for sure.
And she was really throwing her hips. Like, I know I said in the beginning I wanted her to just kind of like move a little more, and she was giving me hips. So
Rotations
I was very
and pendulums
happy.
and
I was very
the Cuban
happy.
actions.
Her leg action is so awesome, and the way she can turn, that's hard. Turning is a really hard thing to do for people
Yeah.
who aren't dancers, and she does that so well. I really think that she just needs to like swipe left on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
movie.
baby.
Despite
Hashtag
all
swipe
that.
I'm so excited to see what she can do, and it'll be exciting to see what someone else will be able to bring out of her, because she's already such a top contender in the competition, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, despite the mistake, I feel like she's still shining.
I'm not
for me.
worried. And do you know what I
No,
said
no.
to? Sorry, dude. Do you know what I said to Keo last night? Like he came home. He was like pretty upset, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually glad that happened because it just made it look even more real, and we could all relate to it.
Relate,
And it
yes.
was like, we know she's going to go far. Like, or touch wood, I'm pretty sure she will, and I'm pretty positive with that. But it was just like it happened, and it's nice to see that how she dealt with it and to get on with it and moving forward for it. And look, we're talking about it right now, and it's taking, it's probably in the press. So
Right.
it happens for a reason, but not to worry about it, and it's okay. It happens to everybody.
It happens to everyone in the world.
Dust yourself off. Diva Darvina, add-ins.
No, you guys have covered it. I mean, it is what it is. These things happen. It's live television, and you just got to keep rolling with the punches and just come back
Yeah.
stronger next week. And I'm glad it happened this early on, because I do see these guys going really far in the competition, and it would totally suck for this to happen in a freestyle round or something like that. So she's kind of got it out of her system now, and that's it. These things happen. Next.
I reckon. I'm happy with her. She's doing well. Keo, you're killing it. I'm looking here.
Keo
I didn't
killing
even
it.
say it's Keo. Us Nyle and Keo together. That's what happened. Yeah, so I'm not worried. Keep your feet on the floor a little bit more if we're doing some technical bits and pieces. Keeping the toes really grounded and pushing into the floor. But all good.
7s across the board. 27 out of
Yeah.
40.
Could have been worse. Stuffing it up,
It definitely could have been.
worse.
We had Cinderella in the
Oh my
building
gosh.
next with Whitney and Vaughn.
Well, that was better this
I want
week.
to start on this one.
Please
because
Okay, tell us.
I have really not been a fan of this partnership since it started, and I've wanted more from it, knowing that they had the capabilities. And this week, finally, we started to see that connection, in my opinion. I was so surprised. Firstly, Whitney looked absolutely
did.
stunning.
Yeah, beautiful.
Get out of town. This girl is a little
Cinderella.
Barbie doll model. I don't even know what to call her. She's beautiful. Anyway, but I was surprised. I didn't think this was going to be Von's week. The premise of being Prince Charming, being a bit more reserved and held. I was like, this ain't going to be his bag, given what I've seen him do with more of the hip hop style. But oh my God, he was so refined. I thought his posture was really great. I really liked the connection. I felt like the first time they really connected well together.
Yeah.
I believed it. I think maybe it's because it was a character, whereas these other routines were a little bit too close to home, putting in a bit of his own style. Whereas this routine, it was like maybe alien to him, so he was committed to the character from start to finish, perhaps.
Yeah.
But it was so elegant. He was light on his feet. This is not a small dude here. Come on now, guys.
Well,
Do you
that's
know
the
what I
other
mean?
thing. He managed to connect the. It was. You can't do a full. Was it Viennese or was it Wells?
Viennese.
I mean,
Viennese waltz.
was it a Viennese Wells?
Yeah.
Whatever it was, it's fine. But it's not easy to stay and hold when you're 6'12" and you're dancing with a girl who's 5 nothing. So even with the height difference, they managed really, really well with the choreo to get it, because you can't physically. Seriously, guys, keep the hold with that height difference. It's really hard, and we're allowed to do American Smooth, which means we can open and close hold in that dance. So she choreographed really, really well around that huge problem.
I mean,
because
I
it's
can
not
talk
easy.
from experience. Like, I try to dance Viennese waltz with Keo, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
oh.
this is the hardest
Oh yeah,
thing
tour.
ever. He just like picks me up and just dances with me.
Yeah, it's not. It's even for pros. It's not easy. So I was pleasantly surprised about this routine. She looked beautiful. He looked like true gentleman. Dealt with her really nicely. Stood his grounds. Posture great. Coordination, arms, the lines. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm sick
Posture
of
was
saying that
good.
now. I'm like, everyone's so good, man.
Well,
But
it's Disney night. Everything was pretty
Reality
magical.
of the
So
It was magical.
Yeah.
And I also just size wise, his posture being so good because they get on him about that every week.
I think he did
And
a
it was great.
really good job with his posture and just like looking like graceful and regal. I think
And
regal.
he was lighter on his
Regal.
toes.
Looking for
Regal.
He just
Regal.
looked so like
Regal.
even when he was like oh my god.
I can't.
Sorry.
I
I used to do that on tour in the bus, and everyone would get really scared.
Regal's
Oh my gosh,
supposed to
I'm
be
so
soft
scared.
and beautiful, not scary, Jules.
I'm sorry.
No, but I will
agree.
say when Aaron was like interviewing him, he was like sorry.
It's going down over here. Darv, you can't even see what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
No,
you,
but
sis.
even when Aaron was talking to him, he was still like, just like, so
Like,
in
just like-
character
just
and
like this?
so worried, like Prince Charming, and he was like, yes, with his arm behind his
See?
back.
And that
It
shows
was so
dedication, and he's
cute.
Yeah.
been working at it.
Yeah, I think that. I think
they're in a honeymoon.
through.
There was like a honeymoon period at
Yeah.
the beginning, and it just took to this week to finally like, okay, get on with it.
Just the heel
don't know.
toe, a little bit, and I think he's fine because he's on his
Great
heels
job,
a lot
like
more.
gliding.
Yeah,
That's a hard thing.
yeah.
Going through the floor.
So,
Great.
8s across the
Good
board.
job.
Good for him. About
8s
time.
across the board, 32 out of
Impressed.
40. Yeah, that was very enchanting.
I wanted to take that carriage home with me.
But
Yeah,
the
they said it
lights,
was the real
The
thing.
Original thing.
Umbrella, original, right?
Yes.
That's so cool. It
yeah,
looks
it was
amazing.
stunning. Yeah,
It was-
and the lights. Did she dress with the lights in it again?
Yeah,
Yes,
she had
she did.
2 huge battery packs right here.
Anyone doesn't know, like, I love lights. Like, when I was 12 years old, I would decorate my house. My parents wouldn't know. And I'd come home from church and the house would be done. I'd be like 12 on the ladders with my cousin on the roof.
Okay, I was gonna say by
Long story.
yourself.
Yeah, me and a cousin on the roof. Love lights, so love the opening and anything with lights.
It was gorgeous. Light his heart up.
Anyway, next!
Ginger and Val. Ginger and Val, okay?
Brittany?
Ginger and Val.
Yeah, Britt, you were in this number, so
Yeah.
give us the scoop.
Come on.
us the go.
I was a peasant.
Foxtrot. You were a beautiful peasant.
But you do
Don't play.
peasant so well.
Thank you, darling.
You're
Beauty
welcome.
and the Beast.
You can be my peasant anytime.
Tell us how awesome this was.
This was amazing. I mean, they rehearsed the whole week in New York, so we didn't get a whole lot of time to work with them. But she is just a little firecracker, that one. She takes direction. She works hard. She did such a good job at like her frame was so strong, and I think her movement was so precise. I think there was a little bit of tango thrown in there, so I was a little confused.
I mean, there's a little bit of
But-
everything in the kitchen sink, but you know.
But you know what? I'm not mad at that. And to go off what you were saying earlier,
elaborate. Take the floor.
I think it's awesome. I mean, that's what dance is about. I mean, it's about artistry and innovativeness and like creating new things. And you know, after so long doing a technically just a foxtrot, it gets a little bit monotonous. No,
Yeah.
I mean.
Sure, but do you not feel
as
like
creators, we thrive off of like creating
Of a
new
challenge,
things and
yes.
challenging and making things new and
But
exciting.
here's a challenge. Why don't you stay and hold for the whole dance? Because I never see it.
I thought the
I have a
holds were
totally different opinion.
good.
But then again, for that number as well, it was like a full-on production. I wrote down. It was like a full-on scene set. All the
It was
extras.
Broadway. It was musical.
It was like a
That was
musical.
the entire week.
I would have
So,
paid.
I know.
I would have bought tickets for that.
But there was like tango, waltz, Viennese waltz, and foxtrot in one dance. And I'm just saying, #just saying, that like people get told off in other weeks for doing. So maybe they're letting it go for Disney Week, but Len would get grumpy at someone for
Right.
doing like a little bit of, you know, something else in a routine or breaking hold. And then
Yeah,
this week.
and I don't agree with that.
This week they
Len,
don't mind. Should everything be
shut
broken hold or should everything be close hold? Because Peta kept close holding her tango with Nyle the whole entire time. Sasha kept basically close hold the whole time. So maybe it was a good idea to break it up. I mean, they got great scores. Don't get me wrong, beautiful routine, stunning. She's such an actress too, and I love to
Perfect
see
Belle.
that.
Was that not the
Oh my
perfect
God,
role for
Carrie
her?
was so
Absolutely killed it.
good. Was it like a jazz routine? Was it a freestyle? I don't know. Okay, Britt doesn't really care about it. Where are the rules? Because it's one rule or it's
The
no rules. And
technicalities
it's always
behind
like
it.
that sometimes. So I'm like, well, you got a foxtrot? Well, let's just do a
So
a
you're
jive.
being Lynn, and you're being.
I'm Bruno.
You're Bruno. Dar, who are you?
Britt, I have to agree with Britt on this one. Although I get your point, Jules, I mean, it worked. I think the
It did.
routine was outstanding. It was like a Broadway production. And yeah, it is Disney week. Perhaps if it was another week, there may have been more of an issue with it. But when what you do works so well and it's mesmerizing, the character is played to perfection, the troupe addition to the number just highlights it even more. She doesn't get lost in the troupe at all. She still stood out. Everything just worked so well for me that I can't be mad at the fact that there was different elements in it other than being a straight foxtrot. I thought it was a fantastic routine. And
I mean, it could have been an opening number, for goodness sake. There was so many
when
extras.
you're given such an exceptional song, you have to do the song justice. When you're given the opportunity to have the production and have the music that you have to
go to town. I get it. I get it. Don't be mad at me. I'm just saying.
Well, I agree with. I mean, I agree with the ladies because I can't base it on technicalities. I can only base it on the aesthetics of the matter in which I saw, and it was pure perfection for me. But because it was so much going on, I had higher expectations for the next performance. But before we get to the next performance, they got 9s all across the board. First 9s all across the board that we've had so far this season.
No, well deserved. I'm not going to say that.
For sure. 36 out of 40.
That's not easy. What she did anyway, like, that's not easy, doing all those styles and then adding some tango. You've got to change the whole technique of it. You've got to stay flexing your knees the whole time, switch to the hip. I mean, it was a phenomenal job.
No, we get it. We get it, Lan. We get it. We
Beautiful.
got you.
Can we take a second and talk about Val's ponytail?
The ducktail. The ducktail.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
It didn't go anywhere. Oh, you didn't like it, Julz.
I love a good man bun, I'm just saying. I always have it, but today I thought I would slick it down. But,
I know.
I know, you look so sleek.
I came from meetings, thank you.
So like I was saying, because there was so much going on, I expected The Lion King to have like animals, and I expected it to be a full-on production because I saw this one and I was like, oh my gosh, that means Wanye and Lindsay are gonna kill this. And I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the number, the routine. I guess I got spoiled with Beauty and the Beast and wanted, it's it's Lion King. I saw the musical. So when I think Lion King, I just think a whole bunch of stuff going on and make me focus just on you.
You thought because we went to Broadway with Val that we were also going to Broadway with Lion King.
Basically.
Yeah, because it can confuse you when you have the whole set on set. You think you're going to have it for every number now. I totally get what you mean.
Or at least I would have wanted it for those two.
Yeah.
I do agree. I was expecting like a big production value, but I thought it was very refreshing that it was just about
it was pure.
Their performance.
Oh, you thought this was good now just for their performance? No.
Julz.
No, I'm just talking.
I will kill.
Listen, he can handle it. He is so dynamic on his own
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't really matter. He doesn't need the big production. Not saying that Ginger does, but if anyone can do it without the bells and whistles, it's this couple.
Agreed.
And I believe that they proved that. Yeah, he went a bit too hard in at the beginning. I thought, like, straight out the gate was just like, you know.
Oh, was he Mufasa? Yeah.
Do that again, Darv. That was
he did get a little bit excited, and the energy was a little too much energy. But you know what? It was an exciting week. He had fun, and that's all that mattered.
I mean, if we get into content as well, let me just get back to my ballroom duties.
Please.
Choreography was so good.
Again, Linda's killing this. Again, I mean, Samba roles, which actually I thought were probably the better roles of the
really
night.
Well.
Yeah, and executed very well. He had promenade runs, his frame, I mean, his legs, the total package is what I wrote down as well. Everything was on point, and he's tough on himself, and I really kind of like seeing that guys taking it a little more not serious, but like really putting their back into it, you know, and wanting to get it right, because we train our lives to get it right, and it's not easy, and it's nice to see the appreciation of it, and I have a lot to give him for that. He's really trying to push it, you know.
I really agree with that, Julz, because when he said, I want to look like you, when Lindsay was doing it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're not. Just so you know, you're not ever going to. But at least you're going to try, and we love that.
And he can die trying. He's willing to do it.
Bless his heart, though. He's going to give it a good bash, isn't he?
He really is.
He does. And he really tries, and he really finishes off everything as far as I can see.
He's trying to point that toe and bend that knee and stretch that leg and turn those hips.
I
So,
think
like,
they
he's
are
not
one of the
just
top contenders in the entire thing.
Yeah, like half the cast.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I mean,
like a lot of
I'm
them.
rooting for Wanye. Wanye and Nyle are my tops.
Yes, as far as guys go, for sure.
something about him that I just love watching him.
Energy-wise is beautiful. to see.
He never disappoints. He never lets me down, ever.
He's so dynamic too, you know. It's not just the routine has such highs, and although he was a bit too like at the beginning,
Like stabby
still
or
had-
like
It was
growly?
a little bit like
I don't know if it was like stabby, but it was like just maybe
it was like a
growly.
horror movie where it's just like that searing sound. It's like,
Yes.
Hey, you know what? I prefer to see that than like patheticness.
No,
At
I will
least he,
say
like, came in
Lizzie
and, like,
gives
killed
him
it.
hard content. Every week I'm so blown away
Yeah,
at like
full of
what
content.
she
She's
gives him.
constantly challenging
Those are
him.
full-on dances that we would probably dance.
I mean, I feel like Carrie Ann kind of threw a little shade in there with the scoring because
Carrie Ann.
everyone gave them 9s except for her, and she was talking about overdanced a little bit in the beginning.
Karen, why don't you go dance it?
Right, right. Let's
Sick
let's
of this
see that.
Carrie Ann this season. What's going on?
I mean, I love her.
I
That
love
was
her too.
weird. That was just weird. That was
was
super.
weird.
That was a
I
wild
wasn't
card for
expecting
me.
for that.
I don't.
Nyle, no musicality, and then overdance. I mean, thank God he's dancing, and Nyle
Right.
can't hear anything. I mean, come on, girl.
Seriously. So that
we,
scored them.
as teachers and as dancers, we would rather tell people to like tone it down. Like, yeah, that's great. I love that you're trying, but
Isn't
let's
it always
refine it.
better if you start
Bring it in
bigger?
a
Because then
little
you
bit.
can bring it down versus
so
when you
much
start
harder
too
to like
small
small out.
and trying to
Correct.
bring someone up. Okay,
Correct.
that's what I thought. So like,
So
geez,
if
you could've given
anything,
an extra
Carrie Ann
point.
should have been commending him.
You're like, we
Instead
loved
of
all that energy. Now we've got it
reprimanding.
so extreme, which is amazing. Now we're going to just turn the notch down just 1 or 2 levels, and it's going to come right back into center in your core, and we're going to see some even better quality on that floor.
See that you should be on that panel. Can you?
Thank you
just
so
be
much.
The judge.
You could be the new Len.
Yeah, no. Just
Moving
for
on.
tonight. Look,
Who's
just for
next?
tonight. 35 out of 40.
35 and 40, great.
Our last.
Britt, do you ever want to come back
performance.
here? Because you're not really.
The last performance. I love these two. Can we get them on every week too?
You have to email my manager.
Come on now. Yeah, because you totally didn't respond to my text.
I know, I just saw that.
Okay.
Moving on.
The last couple, Paige and Mark, doing the quick step.
Well,
You got a friend in me.
you're a friend in all of us.
Toy Story.
The Dove.
I absolutely loved this. They're such a cute couple.
I know.
The footwork. Firstly, that box jump that she did. Hello, where does this stuff come from? Like, you know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
not.
That was a perfect toe
dancer.
touch.
I was like,
Oh yeah.
holy crap! It was so clean. Creatively, it was just
Always off the hook with
The
Marky.
set
Creatively,
looked amazing.
when I heard what was
He's
going on
out
last
with
week,
himself. Yeah,
Amazing.
he's my best mate, but this is just anyone can see this. This doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it
Yeah.
out that this was just an amazing routine. The footwork was so quick too, and I just thought it was a really creative quick step. It wasn't boring. It had so much in it, you know.
oh my god,
as well
content,
as
pivots,
the whole story.
chassis.
You know?
That,
I think this did a really good job at like
Just
A,
amazing.
having quick step content in it, and B, also staying true to the character and being, you know, a performance rather than just like a routine.
Right.
I loved it. I thought it was an awesome routine, and then the like toy soldiers in the back
it was so
were
great.
so cool.
It was so good. And again, I said this last week about some of the seasoned pros on the show, and when you've had the experience, Mark's one of them is like a pie. Yeah, and every slice, you have to nail every slice. So it's not just full of choreo, and it's not just full of a character, and it's not just full of one style of choreography. Now, he's someone who balances his choreography quite well. Not too much, not too less, just right. Yeah? I'm not sponsoring that company, by the way. But, like, he balances everything out really, really well. Do you not agree?
I do
So
agree.
It sticks
so you
to
were
the
happy
character.
with that production.
That production,
It wasn't too much
character.
going on.
Oh, was that too
That-
loud?
No,
was
that
for
was
you.
about balance. Thank you very much. That was about simmering just perfect, medium, not well done. It was on point, I felt. And it's not
I
too much,
agree.
it's not too less. Whereas, and we saw a lot of quick step, plus some other inspiration and other things in there. But he stuck to it. Her spins were on point. Didn't miss anything this week. No timing. Last week we had one little problem with timing. But this week was so on top of it. She's so hard on herself, and I love that. And again, doing pivots and these chasses and kicks and rushes, and these are quick step terms, guys, but the content is not easy to make look easy.
Right.
The shoulders are not bouncing up. No, she's staying still. She's keeping her top line and keeping it looking flat and still and beautiful. And, well, you're with Mark, so you're good.
There it is. I'm excited to see. I think she's going to be good with anybody.
Yeah.
Honestly.
She's
So
a really
I'm not
hard
really
worker.
worried.
See better. Like, I'm looking at her, and I wasn't really familiar with her before this, so it's kind of crazy to think that she's a fighter, and I'm seeing
know.
her, and she looks so
She's
graceful.
the sweetest,
Oh.
smiliest thing. It's so weird to think that she
I'm
like.
walking through the building
beats
because
people
she's
up
staying at
for
the
a
same.
living.
She's staying at the building as well. I'm walking through like, hey babe, how you going? You know, great to see you. And my friend's with me, and he's like, oh, who's that? I'm like, that's Paige. She's the UFC fighter. He's like, she's a fighter?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, she's a fighter. I know. He's like, she doesn't look like a fighter.
And
I'm
to
like,
think that she got
I know.
into that from being bullied, that's a whole nother story too.
Right.
It's like, who would bully you? You're so cute. You're so spunky. You have so much personality.
Spunky.
Like, I don't know. Let
I
me stop
love
saying
that
that.
she said she feels like she's making friends and
Outside of fighting.
That's so awesome, because that's another
Yeah.
part of the show that is people don't really always talk about, but it does become such a family. And I know
It
Mark
does.
is friends with all of his partners still to this day for the most part. You know, it's a whole journey that they go on together, and they put a lot of trust in one another, you know, and it's a lovely to see that it's not just about the competition. Sure, everyone's there wanting to do their thing, but also that people are gaining so much more out of it.
Exactly.
And I think this season, with people like Nyle, so inspirational. I know we have inspirational people every season, but there's just so many this season for so many different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give it to the pros. I mean, honestly, I think it's not just a competition. As a professional on the show, you are a life coach, you are a confidant, you're a best friend, you're a mom,
Right.
You're a choreographer.
you're a choreographer, you're doing your job as
everything.
well as dealing with the production side and being responsible on that side. So it's a full-on thing. Like, these celebrities are giving you their everything, and so of course you get that bond and that connection and that friendship that's going to last a lifetime.
And
That's
we see them forming right before our eyes. So I think it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. So all of our 10 couples created magic this week. Marla and Tony did not make it. It was sad to see her go, but
Crying shame.
on the flip side, now she can be with her daughter for her graduation.
Yes.
So I know that was gonna be hard to balance with being in the competition. Also, next week we have Max as a special guest
Yes.
That'll be fun.
on the show on Dancing with the Stars. Not here,
Can I
obviously.
ask you guys in studio what you think about him being a judge this season?
Well, actually, Brittany, sorry.
No, go for it.
Well, actually, it's interesting because this is the first time that Peta is going to be judged by Max. The other
Yeah.
seasons, she's been kicked out, or she
wasn't
wasn't there, and this is the first time they're actually going to be judged by him. So I'm just throwing that out there, and you know, Max has judged his brother before, his blood before. Am I not wrong?
I think
So
he's
Julianne
pretty
judged
unbiased.
his brother for years as well. So it's something that I don't feel we are shy of admitting that we have family members on the show before, and we can all think that it's maybe biased or whatever, but the results are going to be very clear for me. You're going to judge straight away, and you know, he can't give a 10 if it's a 2.
That's true.
You know what I
And
mean?
he
You
was on Good
can't.
Morning America, and they asked him about that. And he was like, "Well, we all live together." And he's like, I don't pay attention to what they do. I don't know if he was just saying that as like a little front to be like,
No, and I know
not.
Pete's not showing him anything this week just for the sake of it as well, you know.
which is probably the
She's-
best thing to do.
Yeah, because she wants it true and honest as well. I mean,
Plus, I'm
it's-
not worried about her.
No.
Her and Nyle are good. They are Gucci. Like,
and I didn't even know if anyone's been kicked out this week. Apparently, they've been told, like, maybe, we don't know. But
No.
it never happened. So I'm just putting that out there too.
Announced the switch up week yet? Like, who's got who? Are we allowed to say, or has it not been announced yet?
I don't know.
Oh, Jules spilled the juice.
I don't know.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I think we're in for some pretty awesome.
Well, can I tell you
so.
guys what my switch ups would be?
Yes.
Sure.
I would like to see Paige with Keo, Nyle with Lindsay,
I agree with that.
Kim with Mark, Ginger with Sasha, Jodie and Val, Wanya and Whitney, Doug and Peta. I just feel like Peta might help Doug.
Bring something
I feel like there might be something else we get with that combination. Vaughn and Sharna and Antonia and Karina.
Well, I think you've got 2 of those correct.
Which ones? Oh, you can't tell
I
me?
don't know if I can say.
Come on,
I
man.
would love to see Mark and Kim together. I think that would be such a fun little partnership. I think they'd
Yeah,
have such a
actually,
good
those
time.
two
Do you know
would
who
be good
I'd love
too.
to see? I'd love to see Val with Paris Hilton. I'd love to see myself with Selena Gomez or Taylor
Oh
Swift.
my
I'd love to see
gosh.
Keo with
J-Lo.
with J-Lo.
Oh, that would be fair.
Peter with Tom Cruise.
Oh,
and
you can't say that. You can't say that.
Why?
She's got a man.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just hashtag saying the Dreamcast. Actually, that'll be fun to tweet in the Dreamcast of Dance with the Stars.
Dreamcast.
Like,
Yes,
ever
yes.
What's
happen.
your thought?
Do
Yes,
it.
after
Please tweet us
buzzers
what
who
you
are
think.
tuning in, you guys tell us what you guys think at
Taylor
home
Swift
too.
and I share a birthday. Actually, I think we'd get along really,
I think you're
really
meant
well.
to be.
I think we'd get on
I
really well. We're
thought,
two
I thought
fire
the same signs don't get
14th
along.
of December. I'm friends and very good friends with all Sagittarians.
Really?
So if you're Sag, we're likely to be friends.
Okay, but that,
Anyway.
that says something different
Anyway.
from
Friends
lovers.
with any Sagittarius.
Do you have any ideas
Just
for switch
kidding.
ups, Darv?
I have some ideas for switch up. What I would like and what's necessarily going down is 2 different things, but I know that it's going to be exciting regardless. It's always good to see how people react to a new partner, and it always brings out something different in them, I find. So I'm looking forward to seeing that side of it for sure. It kind of makes me a little sad as well, because I feel like they're all just getting
Finally getting,
good
yeah.
with their
I know.
partners, and then it's like they drag them away.
I think they do that on
Like,
purpose to
course
make
they
that
do.
this. the
no
fourth- the
way.
fifth
You
week.
think so?
Well, I'm excited for next week. I'm sure you guys all are. Thanks for tuning in. Next week we have 9 couples left, the switch up week. So stay tuned. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube.
Find you.
And tune in next week. I am your host, Rhavin with the V, McSweaney, and you can find me at B Stays Busy, BIZZY. Diva Darv, signing out.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks Britt and Julz for joining us this week. And you can find me at Diva Darv on Insta, Twitter, and Snapchat.
Awesome. And Brittany, let them know where they can find you, and thanks for being here.
Awesome. I'm so excited I could come today. Thanks, guys, for having me. If you want to keep up with me, you can go on Instagram and Twitter at Dance10Brittany. And I'm always on my Snapchat. It's B
Always.
Cherry with 3 R's. BCHERRRY.
Got it.
And Julz, JULZ Tocker, at Julz Tocker on everything, at Slapsy for the best sunglasses in the world, and our working name for the studio.
Where are they?
This studio is StudioCity.com in LA, new dance studio. Come and check us out, guys. You can swing it for a free lesson. Oh yeah, baby.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
And that's tonight's after show. See you guys later.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.